Josh, how exciting is this?
Yeah, look, it's phenomenal. It's something that I could only dream of happening, and to know that my football club, Adelaide United, are doing an event that's a pride game, it really touched my heart, and it means a lot to me and all the LGBTQ plus community around the world.
Iz was saying how much the girls have been involved in the process. What about you boys? What's that been like? How's the week or so looked?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when we told the boys, they were very excited, and it's something that we haven't stopped talking about in the change room. To see that, you know, we're going to have our names in our jerseys. It's going to have rainbow letters on it. It's going to be pretty exciting, and it's something that hasn't been done in the A-League before. So seeing Adelaide United write their name in the history books, that's pretty impressive, and the boys are all around it and they just can't wait to put the jersey on.
Awesome. What sort of other support have you got from just around the initiative?
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, since coming out 6 months ago, I haven't, my messages are still, support is still coming in, and it's just crazy to see that. And something like this is just going to evolve the game for the better. You know, we have people that are struggling around the world, whether they're sons, daughters, or just anyone in general. Could be people that are even older than me, and to see the impact this is having on them is absolutely crazy. So it's stuff like this that's going to change the world for the better.
Have you struck up a chord with any of these celebs? Like, do you just share gifts with John Terry on a weekly basis?
No, I have conversations with everyone. Obviously, I try to reply to as much conversation I can, but at the end of the day, I'm still Josh Cavallo, the footballer, so I've got to focus when I'm on the pitch, and there's a time that I can celebrate, and there's a time where I have to put my phone down and concentrate. And I think, yeah, look, as the game is evolving and we're seeing that, you know, this is a sport for everyone and everyone is welcomed here, it's very impressive to be in an environment such as Adelaide United, and for a club to do this, it means a lot. And we need more clubs around the world to do the same thing and to ignite this change.
Was that all that rubbish with the Victory fans, was that a reminder of just how much of a need there is for these sorts of games and this sort of awareness in football in Australia? Look,
I took it in my stride. Look, as a footballer, as a professional athlete, you're going to come across criticism, whether it's on the park or off the park. You miss a shot, you miss a penalty, anything regardless. So I just treated it no differently to that. You know, you're going to have ups and downs in life. It's just how you bounce back and move on from that.
Has that been resolved, Josh?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Victory reached out when they were very sincere in their apology, and it's something that, you know, it's a lesson that everyone learned from. And look, everyone makes mistakes in life, so that's okay. We agreed to terms and we moved on from that, and I feel more than comfortable to return to play against Melbourne Victory.
Carl was pretty vocal about the loss, saying, you know, it was unacceptable. What's sort of been the message following on from that?
Yeah, look, it did suck to lose 4-1, and it wasn't something that I want anyone to experience. You know, it was a game that we just lost out of our hands. So hopefully this week we have a turnaround, and with this initiative with, you know, the Pride game and playing Central Coast Mariners, I think we can definitely get the 3 points and bounce back.
Do you think you're a chance to start, Josh?
Yeah, look, that's up to the coaches, Carl and Ross. You know, it's out of my hands. I can just do the best I can do in my training and help the team to the best, whether it's 1 minute or the full game that I play. You know, I want to help assist and score goals for the team.
Is it a bit bigger than football this week, Josh?
For me, yeah. It's quite emotional and personal, you know, to see that in 6 months' time we've already done something like this, and to write their name in, you know, the A-League history for the first club to ever do this. It's pretty crazy and it's pretty big, and to know that me and the likes of Izzy had an influence on this, it's just absolutely crazy. It's mind-blowing.
How did it come about? When did the club come to you and say, this is what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think it was pretty mutual. You know, the club and I had the same idea. You know, we approached each other about it and we said, oh, well, what do we think of something like this to happen? And it kind of just happened naturally, and it was fantastic to see, you know, we both thought of the same thing at the same time. So I'm just really proud to be an Adelaide United football player.
And when you talk about sort of and Izzy as well talked about like the sense of belonging and inclusiveness, can you sort of share with us what it is to be part of a team doing this now, perhaps to what it was like maybe a year ago?
Yeah, definitely. You know, since coming out, I've realised a lot of things, and the people that have reached out to me, and it's not just celebrities, it could be everyday normal people, and I still puts a massive smile and grin on my face when I see that I've helped change someone's life for the better. You know, this is bigger than sport. This is bigger than football. You know, I'm helping people, and Izzy's helping people in the workplace. You know, something that has nothing to do with football. You know, and that's something that makes me very proud that I can help change people's lives for the better.
Can you speak on the challenges a bit, Josh? Because you're still young and you're, one of the biggest figures in the A-League now. It's a large burden for anyone to put on their shoulders. Has it felt like a burden at times for you the last few months?
No, not at all. Look, I took this in my stride, and when I pressed that post button on my social media post, I already knew I won the race, and that's the same attitude I've had till this day. And it's fantastic to see, the reception I got. And look, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be times where you are and aren't playing, but that's a part of being a professional footballer, and it's no different from me to anyone else. So look, I take it in my stride, and I'm still learning as I go. Look, I'm only 22 years old, but I'm really happy right now to be where I am.
What do you think? I mean, this is a brilliant start, a brilliant initiative that we can all see. What other things can you foresee down the track? Initiatives or ways that what you've done can change and be seen around Australian and then maybe world football?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is, it's a matter of baby steps, seeing a pride game, eventually if we can turn this into a pride round and the A-League could get around every team doing it, this is going to be something that changes for the next generations and stuff like that. As influence, there could be kids watching the television that see a rainbow flag as a corner flag, or see rainbow shoelaces or rainbow numbers on jerseys, and this can make them feel like, okay, maybe I fit in, and maybe they're not confident to talk about it, but it makes them feel comfortable on the inside to be who they truly are.
After a bit of an away stint, you've got a lot of games at home to finish. How important to sort of start that off on a good trend and make the most of that schedule on the run home?
Yeah, definitely. Playing at home at Coopers is phenomenal, and the crowds that we pull in here is just crazy, and the atmosphere, it gives the players a real buzz on the field. So it's important that we have 8 of our 12, I think, the games that are going to be at Coopers, and we're really excited, and we're always really keen to play at home. So we expect nothing less than 3 points from every time we play here.
Is it hard getting a read on the ladder? Because you're sitting third, but with so many extra games on some of those other teams, you sort of know where you sit in that top 6 book?
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to gauge where you sit on the ladder, but look, we take one game at a time, and you can't really stare at the ladder and watch it like that. Everyone has COVID throughout their team, so they're going to have games that are delayed and postponed, so you just got to make the most of it, and at the moment we could have put our best foot forward and keep winning games.
What are you hoping crowd-wise this week, Josh? Obviously the event hopefully draws in a few, but the team's in reasonable shape. Are we hoping that this could be the biggest crowd of the year for the Reds?
Hopefully. Look, I think it's a great opportunity for us to get a great attendance. Look, we're sitting third. Like everyone's talking about we lost on the weekend 4-1, but let's take the positives out of it. Look, we're sitting third. This is fantastic. If we can finish in the top 4 and even push to win a championship, that is phenomenal in Adelaide. So there's still a lot of positives to take out of this season, and we've still got a long way to go.
And you've been at the club for about a year now. Are you surprised with how quickly you've been able to immerse yourself to this club, and the club's brought into you and everything, and this event now coming out as well?
Yeah.
How'd you sum it up?
Yeah, look, when I first came to this club, I was very surprised by the culture. It honestly felt like home. I'm a Melbourne boy, and I feel like I've been adopted by Adelaide, and it's been absolutely crazy, this journey. And it just showed by me coming out of how comfortable I'm in this club culture, and it's something that is very infectious. So I hope it continues to grow in the best way possible.